Welcome to Sheffield, the home of the fourth stop on the International Skating Union's Grand Prix series. And this city was the location for the 2012 European Figure Skating Championships, and now the first time that the United Kingdom has hosted a senior Grand Prix. The ice adorned with the signs of MK and John Wilson, the blade manufacturers who are responsible for most of the blades that the skaters will be skating upon in this event. And we have now seen the ice dance competition take place in the rhythm dance, and the final event to be competed will be the women's short program before the free skates of the men and the pairs later today. And we can look forward to seeing 12 competitors competing in the women's short program, with the British champion Natasha Makai being the British representative in the event, hoping to follow on the success of Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson, who have just competed in the rhythm dance and really roused the home crowd. And as the judging panel is introduced to the arena, we congratulate the British Ice Skating Association for hosting this event at relatively short notice after a change of location. And there we see now the starting order for the women's short program. And the final skater will be Young Yu from Korea, who hopes to make the Grand Prix final, which takes place next month in Italy, in Torino. And as we take a look at the judges, we can acknowledge that this venue in Ice Sheffield was the host for a Junior Grand Prix, the John Curry competition back in 2008. John Curry being the 1976 Olympic men's champion from Great Britain. Great Britain has had some incredibly successful skaters in the past. It's been many, many years since a World Championship medal was won by a British skater, and let's hope that the competition being held in the UK this year will inspire new skaters to take to the ice and follow in the footsteps of the brilliant competitors we are bound to see here over the next 2 days. A slightly different schedule on this Grand Prix to others which have already taken place, and we can look forward to seeing both the the free dance and the women's free skate tomorrow before the gala exhibition performances as well. The spotlight goes to the first 6 skaters, and it will be Brady Tennell who starts the competition. Previously, Brady has been hotly tipped as a potential world medalist, but she's been sidelined by injury. And this, her return to the Grand Prix, hotly anticipated with her new coaching staff of Benoit Richaud this season. Brady will be followed by Gabrielle Daleman, who had a great short program at Skate Canada. She was second there. She looks relaxed as she dances to the music before they are introduced to the ice and the arena here in Sheffield. Fascinating to see the different reactions. Brady looking totally focused and in the zone. Some of the other competitors much more relaxed in their approach. So a return to competition for America's Brady Tennell. Former world bronze medalist Gabrielle Daleman. And 5-time British champion Natasha Makai. Followed by Romania's Julia Sauter. And Alexia Paganini from Switzerland. And the final competitor in this first warm-up group, Gabriela Izzo. Just before the announcement was made, you could hear Brady Snell shouting, "Come on, let's go!" She's desperately eager to get out and compete. And skating fans around the world excited to see her return to competition on the Grand Prix. Wishing her all the very best in what will be, I'm sure, a nervous anticipation of the return to the competitive arena.
She is a bronze medalist in the team event at the 2018 Olympic Winter Games. She has two brothers,
24 years old now. Now, she's changed her coaching staff, changed her training location. She's now training in Nice in France. And great to hear that warm reaction to her return to the ice. Gabrielle Daleman from Canada. She was just overjoyed with her short program in Mississauga 2 weeks ago. Struggled in the free skate, dropped from 2nd to 10th place there, hoping to piece together 2 quality performances in Sheffield. She takes a drink beside her coach, Lee Barkel. And now the next competitor, Natasha Makai, will be able to really relish an opportunity she might never have expected to happen. To be able to compete in a Grand Prix, that in itself, a huge achievement and accomplishment for the Olympian who hasn't had that opportunity before, but to do so in your home nation, really special. And all 5 of her British titles have been won in this very venue. She warms up with a solid double axel. Another skater in her first Grand Prix assignment, Julia Sauter. The 25-year-old who used to represent Germany, will be another skater ready to relish all of the competition exposure and opportunity that the Grand Prix offers. Alexia Paganini from Switzerland. She turns 21 next Tuesday. The final competitor in this warm-up group, Gabriela Izzo. Fascinating young woman who's a pre-law student at Harvard University, managing to juggle her elite training commitments and her academic studies. She was just off the podium at the US National Championships. She will be eager, I am sure, to try and qualify to make the American World Team. And it's a great opportunity to test herself up against the likes of the more seasoned and veteran campaigner Brady Snell. The final American competitor, Isabel Levito, taking part in the next warm-up group. 7 elements in the women's short program. Jump combination, double axel, solo jump, 3 spins and a step sequence. In this event, quite an opportunity for some of the competitors to secure some big points on the Grand Prix series, potentially vying for the Grand Prix final placement. Next week's Grand Prix, the NHK trophy, is so stacked in high-level participants who have already secured points on the Grand Prix. As Gabrielle Daleman and Brady Snell come a little too close for comfort within the warm-up. Natasha Makai, the British champion, finds herself in esteemed company. She's an Olympian already, as is Gabrielle Daleman. So many skating fans around the world delighted to see the success that she had in Skate Canada. She looks comfortable here with that triple lutz. That would be a better lutz than that which she had in their short program en route to that second place 2 weeks ago in Mississauga. Just prepping her trademark triple toe, which has the best grades of execution of all the jump combinations we've seen on the Grand Prix. And that signals the conclusion of the 6-minute warm-up. Just some last rotational exercises for Daleman. Often we see Benoit Richaud listed as choreographer, but this is the first time that he has taken a student on as coach as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the United States of America, Brady Tennell.
America's Brady Tennell. She missed the Olympic season. Heartache for the American who suffered with injury, but wonderful to see her back on the circuit in the Grand Prix at the MK John Wilson Trophy. Brady plans triple lutz, triple toe to start her short program. Short of rotation on the second part of the jump combination. Trademark spread eagle entry and exit into her double axel. What a shame, down again on the triple loop. Well, brilliance on all the spins for Brady Tennell, but the two red boxes indicating the big mistakes, unfortunately, for Brady on the jump combination and the triple loop later in the program. Lovely to hear the heartwarming response to her return to the Grand Prix. I think an educated crowd that appreciates the challenges of returning to competition after so much time out. And although today will not offer Brady a score like she's been used to enjoying in the past, still showcasing some improvements in the work based on our collaboration with Benoit. Great composition of the program and presentation. And very little can replace the simulation of competition experience as we see the opening combination. Just question the rotation on the lutes to start. Maybe a quarter short, and then certainly short of rotation on the triple toe as well. Brave to have gone for it. Struggled with it a little in practice. But we have to assume that this competition is a stepping stone back towards the success that she's had in the past. There's no doubt the program composition that she has here is a great framework for success when the jumps are more successful. And it may be that she's just not ready as yet, hasn't had the run-throughs under her belt to be able to commit a clean performance yet. Level 4 for all three spins, level 3 on the step sequence. Good grades of execution awarded by the judging panel. Butterfly is a difficult feature within the combination spin. And the I spin variation. With a perfectly timed exit on music. So huge life changes. She's falling in love with Nice in France, where she now trains. She'll be disappointed with the score of 56.5. But she has an exciting free skate planned. Some great storytelling behind it. And we wish her all the best as we see her compete again tomorrow. And the next competitor, 24-year-old from Canada, Gabrielle Daleman, hoping to replicate or better the short program that she had in Mississauga at Skate Canada 2 weeks ago, as she performs to music by Rihanna. That is her trademark, a wonderful triple toe, triple toe. Just did a little delay in getting into the rotational position for the triple lutz.
beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. So shine bright tonight. You and I. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Eye to eye, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. 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 Shine bright like a diamond in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. 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 Shine bright like a diamond.
You can sense Gabrielle realizes that just a little bit short of greatness with the fall on the triple lutz, and I think the first 3 elements of her short program here better than in Skate Canada 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately the triple lutz fall will be costly. She did a really comfortable looking lutz in warm-up, just didn't get the optimal takeoff from the right pick here in the short program. She described the skate in Canada as quite overwhelming. She wanted to be back with the audience in her atmosphere and couldn't have been prouder of herself for the way in which she skated. This, the double axel, which again better than the Skate Canada, which was a little tighter on the landing. Kept good flow on the back 3 turn, forward inside bracket exit. And the flying camel, seamless from the butterfly. And here into the change of edge. So at this stage, it had the potential to top the 66 points that she achieved in Mississauga. Only one Canadian woman spot at the World Championships next year. So Gabrielle will be vying for that. She'll contend against Madeleine Skizas, Canadian representative from the Olympics this year. Gabrielle was the youngest athlete on the Canadian 2014 Olympic team at 16. She didn't compete at this year's games, but seems to be relishing the return to competition with a whole different perspective. And that really being embraced and appreciated by skating fans around the world who have seemingly more recognition of the challenges that the athletes face. And great to see increasing longevity from some on the women's circuit. So the mandatory 1-point deduction for the fall takes a score of 58.95 for Gabrielle, and she moves above Brady Tennell. So a huge moment now for the British champion, 27-year-old Natasha Makai. She trains at Ice Dundee with her coaches Simon and Debbie Briggs. And she's won every one of her British titles here in this very ice rink.
See that? See that? See that? See that? See that? She drink coffee, she drink tea, and moves the crow. She that woman, she drink coffee, she drink tea, and moves the crow. See that woman, dressed in red, smiling as when you wake up in bed. See that woman, dressed in red.
Good start for Natasha. Triple loop, double toe. And success on the triple salto.
She drink coffee, she love. She drink tea, she love. I'm so she love. Sing that word, dressed in blue. Color eyes and my face knows that he can do.
And a smile greets the landing of the double axel. Such a special moment for Natasha Makai from Great Britain. This is a young woman who didn't land double axel and triples till after the age of 19. And many coaches wouldn't have given her the respect to believe she could go on to become a senior Grand Prix participant. But total kudos and respect to Natasha and her coaching staff of Simon and Debbie Briggs, who have believed in this young woman and encouraged her to continue in her career to experience moments like that. And she may never have believed she would have had the opportunity to compete in a Grand Prix in a home event. She will be overjoyed to have delivered a clean skate on Sheffield ice. Triple loop, double toe, less technical difficulty than others. Triple salto of a lesser base value than the jumping passes attempted by the women we've seen compete already and those that we will see. But Natasha delivering to her maximum potential, driving up more in the double axel than perhaps she does on other occasions, but the smile really special. She competed at the Olympic Games in Beijing, didn't manage to qualify for the free skate there, but did so at both Europeans and Worlds this year. And wonderful to see somebody continuing to develop year upon year when others might not have believed that was possible, defying beliefs. She got engaged to her fiancé Ross last year. So really 2022 and the past year been special times for Natasha Makai. And her coaching staff, Simon and Debbie Briggs. Simon, an ISU technical specialist often seen at championship events. And they have a great team at Ice Dundee with many of Britain's strongest skaters training out of that location. Always a joker. So personal best for Natasha is 58.15 at the World Championships in 2021 in Stockholm.
Great Britain, Natasha Makai has earned in the short
And she comes close to that with the 57.62, cementing a special day for the skater from Dundee.
Skate, representing Romania, Yulia Sauter.
The 25-year-old who represents Romania, Yulia Sauter, who skates to the beautiful music by the Irrepressibles in this shirt. Shame, was hoping for triple toe to start for Yulia. To put the combination elsewhere now. Tight in the landing of the double axel, forcing a negative grade of execution. Manages to put the triple salto in combination with double toe loop. Great use of the arms within the rotation as part of the step sequence. Romania's Yulia Sauter looking frustrated with the performance in her short program. Was hoping for triple toe to start. But that said, total admiration to some aspects of the composition of the program. Her commitment within the step sequence too, I think is a beautiful piece of music that is being used fairly regularly on the circuit. Showed some novelty as well. Rare to see novelty in the composition and choreography of a competitive program. So praise where praise is due, but understandably you can see she looks a little defeated and deflated because of the jump combination mistake. And somewhat similar to Natasha Makai, not attempting some of the more difficult technical elements that we will see from others, so it really needed success here. The triple toe really close to the barrier. Perhaps that played into her mind when going for the second part of the jump combination. Here the double axel, good drive through, just a little over rotated, hopping out of it, and the judges have to go with a reduction of errors chart and force that to go down. So success though with the salto, and made sure that she put that in combination. just won't have the same base value as a triple-triple that she'd planned. Good tuck on the flying sit spin. And the sit side feature with the broken leg. Maintain speed. Nice to see the use of her hands within that as well. Trying to fight for the bullet point where the element is musically phrased. Choreography by Roxana Luka, another Romanian skater. As we see her work through to the closing section of her short program. She works with Marius Negrea, who was an Olympian in 92 and 94 for Romania. And hopefully the frustration she has now will pass and she'll recognize that it's a great accomplishment to be here on the Grand Prix, to be able to utilize the experience and watch those that are yet to compete, the likes of World Junior Champion Izzo, Levito. Will be a great inspiration, I hope, to Yulia. 52.38 for Yulia Sauter. Some 6 points off her personal best from Worlds in Montpellier in France.
Representing Switzerland, Alexia Paganini.
And the fifth competitor in the women's short program, Alexia Paganini, born in the United States of America, trains with Michael Huth in Oberstdorf and represents Switzerland. Did well to do a second triple toe as part of the combination. Triple toe, triple toe. Sharp back twizzle on the landing of the triple loop. A little with a change foot combo spin. Switzerland's Alexia Paganini completes her short program. And this, a skater with copious amounts of experience. Twice she has qualified for the free skate at World Championships. She's two-time Olympian. It's exciting to see her back on the scene, the beginning of a new Olympic cycle, potentially chasing participation at the 2026 Olympics as well. And therefore fascinating to see what is her motivation to continue to pursue greatness. She was 21st at the Pyeongchang Olympics, 22nd in Beijing. And here we see she did really well, second guessed a little bit, adding a second triple toe to the first. The planned program content did include triple lutz, triple toe, which would be something she knows she must need to be truly competitive with others. Electing to do the simpler triple toe combination. Unfortunate with the step out there. No such mistake with the loop, although question the rotation on that a little bit. And the clanger for Alexia will be that change foot combination spin. Dropping a couple of levels, so that in itself, point loss, and then the grade of execution will be negative because of the mistake. So two relatively easy points that are dropped that she'll be frustrated with. At her best, post scores close to the 70-point barrier. She had a 68.82 Europeans in 2020. As we see her now in the kiss and cry to Michael Huth. For those not familiar with the sport, Michael has coached so many brilliant European skaters, most notably Carolina Kostner, the wonderful world champion from Italy. You can hear now just the analysis from Alexia of the short program performance. The amount of experience that she has, she will know only too well the likelihood of the score that's about to come up from the judges. And it's 54.63 for Alexia. And she moves into fourth place of the 5 competitors.
Representing the United States of America, Izzo.
And another skater in their first senior Grand Prix assignment. Just off the podium at US National Championships, the 21-year-old Gabriela Izzo. Lots of speed for a big double axel. Just no hesitation, total attack on the triple lutz. brilliant speed and exit feature on the layback as well. Well, a great skate for the American 21-year-old Gabriela Izzo. No triple-triple, but great speed on the spins. And skating skills, possibly the highest, probably the highest of the group. And this, a young woman with less experience. We've seen Olympians already in this group. We've seen former world medalists. The 21-year-old from the States looking more confident than any of them. And just fascinating to know that she's a pre-law student at Harvard University. She has her own editing company called Izzology, where she helps people edit their academics and papers. So entrepreneurial, academic, and brilliant skater as well. Congratulations to Gabriela Izzo. And surprising, looking at the stats of Gabriela to see this skate, she had a 52 at the Budapest Trophy in the short program score.
Spencer, good luck to Spencer and Emily at NHK next week.
Spencer,
Good luck to Jimmy
her
tonight. Olga,
boyfriend,
Will
and Kira Howe, who's a US pair skater who's competing at the NHK Trophy next week. And just wishing good luck to
I guess, Turbo.
other members of Team USA.
What?
What a testament
I
to
met Olga in Austria with Will.
the young woman that she is. Choosing to wish her good luck to other members of Team USA in her moment here. And just hope she can celebrate her own success as well.
Eric, our juvenile boys champion. Ben, for keeping the whole club running.
Coached by Olga Ganasheva and Alexei Letov.
Pairs in our
We
men
have a
boys
strong base with lots of quality skaters coming through out of that camp, all of which seem to be getting a mention from Gabriela.
From USA, Gabriela Izzo has earned the short program.
So 10 points higher than her Challenger Series short program in Budapest Trophy, 62.92, and a comfortable lead to conclude the first group of women in the short program at the MK John Wilson Trophy in Sheffield. There are the standings. After the first 6 skaters, and as we head towards the final group, good to know that there was such a strong practice for the skaters yet to come this morning. All of the women demonstrating relatively clean run-throughs earlier today, and we wish them the very best of success in replicating that in front of the judging panel when it counts. First skater, Anastasia Gubanova, start the second warm-up group. Followed by the experienced German Nicole Schott. And then to Katarina Kurakova born in Moscow, but representing Poland. Very popular Mai Mihara from Japan. And the junior world champion, Izzo Levito. And the final competitor, the bronze medalist from Skate Canada 2 weeks ago, Young Yu. Anastasia Gubanova will be the first skater. And Anastasia represented Russia till 2018. Here representing Georgia. She's proudly represented Georgia successfully last season. She had a great year. 7th at Europeans, 11th at the Olympic Games, 6th place at the World Championships. Top 10 placement at Worlds can potentially open up 2 spots for that nation. She's here warming up, and Anastasia was 4th out of 10 in the women's short program at the team event in the Olympics. And Georgia really developing as a strong skating nation. We've seen success pairs discipline and in the dance for Georgia. So Georgian dance team, Kurakova and Revia finishing 6th place after the rhythm dance earlier today. Comfortable. As we look to Nicole Schott, the 26-year-old, born in Essen, training in Oberstdorf. And she, like Alexia Paganini and like others that we've seen in the competition already, is a seasoned and experienced campaigner, 2-time Olympian. 18th in Pyeongchang at the 2018 Games, 17th earlier this year in Beijing. And the next skater, Katerina Kurakova, 12th at the Beijing Olympics. She increasingly popular on the circuit, known for an effervescent smile on the ice. She oozes a joy in her performances, and we hope that happens here in Sheffield. And the crowd really reacting warmly to Kurakova. Mai Mihara, incredibly popular Japanese skater. She was 5th at Worlds back in 2017. She's been diagnosed and hospitalized with juvenile arthritis in recent years. Despite the challenges that she faces, she's looked utterly elegant in practice in Sheffield. Has the potential to win this event, as does Izzo Levito, the junior world champion. She looks strong and comfortable. Triple lutz, triple toe for Izzo Levito. She has 13 points on the Grand Prix standings from her silver medal at Skate America, the first event on the Grand Prix. She'll be looking for silver again, at least here, for 13 more points. Potentially a spot at the Grand Prix final next month. Another skater vying for Grand Prix final participation will be Young Yu from Korea. It will be a triple like that, which she will want to use in the short program. Triple lutz, triple toe there. She just had triple lutz, double toe in the short program at Skate Canada. She's the highest ranked competitor in the group. 5th at World Championships. Given retirements of 2 of the skaters above her at that World, with Alyssa Liu from America retiring at the tender age that she was. And Mariah Bell, also from the States, now out of competition. You will, I'm sure, have her eyes on a World Championship medal as the season progresses towards Worlds in March next year in Saitama, Japan. Kurakova, just triple loops double toe there. Will it be a triple-triple that is necessary for the lead in the short program? Last week we saw the first Grand Prix win for a Belgian skater with Luna Hendricks, comfortably winning the Grand Prix de France. She had a big short program score of 72.75 at that event. And Mihara just facing the ice in preparation for her short program. Might take over 70 for any of the places in the top 3 here. Izzo Levito, the penultimate skater, had another 70-plus score in her first Grand Prix assignment when she faced the world champion Kaori Sakamoto in Norwood, Massachusetts. Anastasia Gubanova from Georgia gets ready to take center stage for her short program. She was the bronze medalist at the Finlandia Trophy in the Challenger Series. And a medal here would be very welcomed by the Georgian skater. Flow on the landing of the triple flip, triple toe. Lutz. travel, maybe struggling to achieve the camel position at the end of the combo. We'll be struggling a little bit with the layback feature as well to end the short program for Anastasia Gubanova. But definitely the most technical difficulty in regards to the jump combination that we've seen of any of the women. And an interesting composition of her short program. Good storytelling within the choreography after the double axel, and to conclude the music as well. And a skater like Anastasia, who has been in the top 10 at World Championships, will have really considered the composition moving forward this year. She has the chance of pushing towards a podium at Worlds. And the new judging criteria this year, with just 3 components instead of 5, have been scrutinized by Anastasia and her team. She'll be eager to push her component scores into the 8s and 9s out of 10 if she has a chance to do just that and vie for a World Championship medal. We're seeing increasing amounts of triple axel attempts and quadruple jump attempts on the women's circuit. And they, of course, carry a higher base value. We can hopefully see some of those in the free skate tomorrow. Also, the program component scores so valued. And World Championship medals, they need skaters pushing the components up into the 9s, and that deemed in the diamond category range by the judges for excellent component scores in the composition, the presentation, and the skating skills. That will be an area Anastasia will be working on, I'm sure. Get to see an interesting comparison when we see the likes of Izzo, Levito, the 11th of 12 competitors who has good quality in the program component scores as well.
From Georgia, Anastasia Gubanova has earned in the short program 66.
Little frown from the coach, 66.82, and some applause from Anastasia as she leads with 5 skaters to compete.
Representing Germany, Schott.
The 26-year-old, born in Essen in Germany, Schott. Double combination at Skate America in her first Grand Prix, hoping for triple-triple here. Little short rotation, but manages triple flip, triple toe. And the triple loop. Well, that's a great short program for Nicole Schott. As I say, at Skate America, it was a triple flip double toe that she had, and she had issues there with the triple loop as well. So much better here in Sheffield at the MK John Wilson Trophy.
Thank you. Nicole Schott, representing Germany.
Keep saying it, but just want to repeat how wonderful it is to see skaters continuing this year again. Nicole, twice an Olympian, and she said on her social media that the Olympics are over, but the moments last forever. She is greeted by Michael Huth, her coach. And Nicole had an amazing short program at the World Championships in Montpellier. She was 6th in the short at Worlds. And the joy and elation that she felt achieving such a great result, perhaps the motivation for her to continue this season again. And often it's been the case that many will retire following the Olympic Games.
Thank you.
And it is
Thank you.
not easy to continue. It's what the skaters know. It's what they'll have spent their lives and so much of their entire being focused towards being a competitive athlete. But staying in competition isn't an easy option. The amount of training necessary to be this physically fit to perform a competitive short program will be utterly life-consuming. As she said, the moments last forever, and I assume Nicole chases more glorious moments like those that she enjoyed when she competed at the Olympics earlier this year in Beijing. I suspect that the triple toe at the end of the combination with the triple flip will be under-rotated, so the base value in the technical element score will be lower than it could be, or certainly lower than Anastasia Gubanova from Georgia. And in terms of the program component scores, I like the composition. I thought the composition was well constructed, but less speed and ice coverage in the skating skills compared to the Georgian. So the second mark, we'll see how that compares. I suspect it will be lower than the leader at this stage. But it was 56.47 at Skate America some 3 weeks ago, and she's added 4 points to that here in Sheffield. 60.38 for Nicole Schott, and she looks very understanding and appreciative of that score.
Next to skate, representing Poland.
And the next competitor, Ekaterina Kurakova. As I said in warm-up, she has showcased some utter joy during performances over the past couple of seasons.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling.
As in warm-up, triple loops double toe.
Take my hand, take my whole life too.
A telegraphed entry, but clean on the triple loop.
Falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you.
A little wobble on the back edge entry, didn't put her off the double axel. Well, a little less conversation by Elvis Presley, the music choice for Ekaterina Kurakova, and it's not often in the women's event that an audience will be so excited by the music choice and the composition and presentation of it. But the closing step sequence, testament to why Ekaterina is increasing her fan base event on event. All that said, I'm sure Ekaterina will be frustrated with a triple-double combination, and it did look like a more hesitant performance than perhaps she has given in the past as she sized up the jumping passes. She was 5th at Skate America in Massachusetts, posted a 63.65 there. And she's been busy since that busy season last year. She was 5th at Europeans, 13th at Worlds. And then in this summer, she's competed in the Japan Open for Team Europe alongside Luna Hendricks and Daniel Grassel and Mihail Brezina. And she says that her fans are her motivation. And she's joined by coach Lorenzo Magri and our listed choreographer this season for the short program, Ivan Regini, a former Italian men's champion, and I think they make a great team. He, known for his expressive capabilities and exploiting what Ekaterina is also very good at. Good to see coming in on the computer screen that the presentation component is much higher for Ekaterina. The judges had the confidence to go sizably higher on presentation than on the skating skills. Not to say that her skating skills aren't good, but that performance ability, really impressive. And that's why she's likely to have a successful professional career ahead of her in her ability to entertain an audience. And the fan base out in force with the cuddly toys thrown on. So upon review of the opening jump combo, not only was it triple-double, but also triple lutz deemed a quarter rotation short by tech panel. So the consequence of that is that the judge's grade of execution will drop. So a couple of tenths lower than at Skate America, but garnering ever more fans for the Polish skater who moves into second place. Now, Mai Mihara from Japan. She saw Mao Asada on TV at the age of 7, and that was what made her start the sport. And now Mai hopes to follow in the footsteps of the great Japanese world champion Asada, competing here in the short program at the MK John Wilson Trophy. double axel and the change in music. Tight landing on the triple flip. At the best of the jumping passes. Triple lutz, triple toe. Wonderful to see the delight from Japan's Mai Mihara. She's been wonderful in practice. And this, a young woman who has had so many challenges. As I mentioned in warm-up, she qualified for the Junior Grand Prix final back in 2015 and then diagnosed with a juvenile arthritis, which saw her hospitalized and sidelined from competition multiple times. She returned to hospital during the Grand Prix series of 2019. And during these times, she's managed to medal at every 4 continents championship she's competed in. But then further sadness and disappointment to have so narrowly missed the Japanese Olympic team last season. She was 4th at Japanese Nationals. So I suspect that her participation here on the Grand Prix circuit really poignant. The double axel, a little bit tight, beautifully phrased with the music. The triple flip was the problem. And that, I think she was slightly late on music in practice. That too had been phrased perfectly. She's a bit behind the music. Did ever so well here. A little bit back on the blade on the landing of the lutz, but fought hard to do a triple toe at the end of it. She said to the press that she appreciates being able to skate after all the illness that she has endured. And we certainly appreciate her on the Grand Prix circuit. The last 4 Grand Prix assignments that she's had, she's been just off the podium. 4th at the Gran Premio d'Italia last year in Torino, 4th at Skate Canada in Vancouver last year, and 4th at the NHK Trophy in 2020. So there is no doubt in my mind that she will be eager for a medal, but a skate like that could really put her in contention for the gold. Personal best at 4 continents where she won this year is 72.62. And now you can see the almost desperation. Can't look to see the score.
Japan,
Now she can look. Joy for coach and skater. 72.23. Just wonderful to see my Mihara displaying such brilliance. And that in turn applying some pressure, consciously or not, to the young 15-year-old Izzo Levito, the junior world champion, and she's continued that success from the junior ranks into the senior ranks with her silver medal at Skate America. Great blade control with the Choctaw and toe steps to start.
Recuerdo la imagen alejándose. La tierra
Beautiful spread eagle with musical nuance into the triple flip.
fui cayéndome al vacío sin poderme agarrar a la vida.
Ina bar into the double axel.
Como pude imaginarme que tenía algo que dar. Y yo en mi maduritud, en tu plena juventud, los años no perdonan. Solo
Possible change of edge on the entry into triple lutz, triple toe.
una noche de amor, solo contigo, noche que me vuelvas a engañar.
Well, truly brilliant short program from Izzo Levito, the 15-year-old with so much work will have gone into the creation of that short program and the creation of some beautiful skating skills. I've heard discussion on the skating skills component score that she will receive. Judges' criteria for skating skills does reference flow, power and speed, and she isn't hugely fast across the ice, but the clarity of the edges, the balance and glide, so impressive. There was a right back outside edge early on in the program, which was just incredibly deep, so committed to the edge set, and that has to guarantee good skating skills. And she has a posture and refinement in her movement. I love that. The toe steps were so brilliantly on music, and you can see there the forward outside 3-turn, real deep edge set on that too. The spread eagle transition into the triple flip was perfectly phrased with the music. Little change edge prep. And here, transitioning out of the flip. as well. The whole entire construction of the program aiming to achieve the maximum grade of executions. And it looks like each and every one of the 7 elements has a positive GOE. And when she was competing at Junior World Championship short program, she had skating skills in the high 7s. Now looking like she's entering into the mid 8 range out of 10 points. And that really cementing her potential to be one of the favorites this year on the circuit. The edge set, this is a difficult exit, one of the features that's required this year for level 4 as an option. The forward outside rocker at the end of the program from that Bielmann spin position, she made look easy, and that it is not. Coach Yulia Kuznetsova was her first coach. And amazing to see a coach take a skater from tender age right through to this level of quality. She had 71 in Skate America, 72 at the MK John Wilson Trophy in Sheffield. She is just a fraction of a point behind Japan's Mai Mihara, with all to play for in tomorrow's free skate.
Next to skate, representing Korea, Young Yu.
The 18-year-old born in Seoul, Young Yu, the final competitor in the women's short program, bronze in Skate Canada, hoping for gold in Sheffield. Double axel serving as warm-up. Leaves the triple lutz on its own. We'll need combination later in the program after the intended triple flip. Triple flip, double toe. Korea's Young Yu closes the women's short program at the MK John Wilson Trophy in Sheffield. I think we can assume Young Yu is just reliving, not a mistake necessarily, but not the optimal skate that she was hoping for. She had a triple lutz double toe in Skate Canada. Opened with a, second element here was triple lutz. And I think that was under rotated, and that may be the reason why she elected not to put that in combination. And then later in the program with a triple flip, knew she needed a combo, but only managed to tack a double toe onto the end of that after some sizable consideration. So potentially dropping the composition of the program a little bit because of the consideration spent sizing up the element. Outside of the jump preparation, some glorious composition by the choreography legend that is Shaylin Bourne, and you could see some of Shaylin's epic skating in sections of the program as we see the triple flip. And now here, knowing there wasn't enough speed or energy really to consider a triple at the end of it. And here, a little hop flick. Just showcasing some great choreographic aspects, but I just feel that the whole program will develop choreographically when she has the confidence to commit to some more transitions into the difficult elements. Certainly her ability to interpret the tango was very evident in sections. Like I said in warm-up, Young Yu 5th at World Championships, and we've seen Kaori Sakamoto already in the Grand Prix, the world champion, and Luna Hendricks win their Grand Prix assignment so far. The next two competitors from Worlds above Young Yu have now subsequently retired, so Young Yu will be hoping to be in contention for world medals, but maybe just not ready for that consideration at this point in the season. And the technical panel consider the triple lutz under rotated, and the triple flip, question mark over the edge on that, quarter short, so lots of little repercussions on the technical element score for Young Yu, and that's the reason that she finds herself with a score of 61.21 and only 6th place. She will be in the top group heading into the free skate, but some work to do if she has the chance of replicating another medal on the Grand Prix that she achieved at Skate Canada. And that the conclusion of the women's short program with Mai Mihara from Japan narrowly leading the field above the junior world champion from America, Izzo Levito. And the fight for bronze at this stage led by Anastasia Gubanova from Georgia. Delight for Britain's Natasha Makai to skate so cleanly in front of a home crowd. And you can see the results pretty close ahead of tomorrow's free skate. Shortly we'll get to enjoy some slow-mo replays of the top 3 contenders in the women's short program before we can enjoy a break, and then the start of the conclusion of the events with the pairs and men's titles to be decided later on today. Just great start for the women's short program with Georgia's Anastasia Gubanova scoring 66.82 to finish in 3rd place at this stage. And Mai Mihara leads the field despite a little tightness on the triple flip earlier on in the program. She came back strongly with triple lutz, triple toe, and such elegance throughout the step sequence that was awarded a level 4 choreographed by David Wilson. She hoping to break the curse of 4th place finishes on the Grand Prix that she suffered last year. The junior world champion Isabel Levito, showcasing her trademark beautiful extensions to finish in second place after the women's short program, just narrowly behind Mihara. She will be hoping to move one step higher on the podium after her silver at Skate America 3 weeks ago. So, some brief rest and relaxation for the women now ahead of the free skates tomorrow. But join us later today to see the first medals decided in the pairs and the men's competition at the MK John Wilson Trophy in Sheffield.